So, what is so special about the atmosphere of other planets, and why should we invest time and money into researching these other atmospheres? Well, that's a question that I hope to answer today by investigating and research on other planetary atmospheres. Hello, I'm Karim Mohamed El-Sharkawy, and I'm an atmospheric science student at Purdue University, and I am currently researching the atmosphere of Mars. So over time, weather as a topic has been increasing in the awareness in regards to logical concern. And it's something that plays an important role in all of our lives, even if we don't really think about it. Um, for example, I remember in high school when there was like a big snowstorm, and everyone would get excited because we were waiting for the school district to say that we're gonna have a snow day. And me and my my, my friends and I would spend most of our snow day on the Xbox just playing video games. Um, but the atmosphere and weather have more have more uh, protective properties as well. For example, according to NASA, the ozone layer in the atmosphere helps protect us from ultraviolet radiation, which is most commonly known as UV radiation. And if you don't know, UV radiation is kind of like um, just a lot of energy in the form of light coming from the sun, and it's very harmful. It can even cause cancer. So um, the atmosphere protects us. It acts like a shield, um, really. And the weather also has a more severe side. I'm sure we've all heard about the flooding that's going on in Kentucky right now, and severe storm research is trying to mitigate the problems of severe weather, which are flooding, death, um, a lot of damage to buildings. They're trying to mitigate this by studying the atmosphere of the Earth directly. Um, while this is a smart idea, they don't yield results very easily. And I think actually there's a better approach, which is studying the atmospheres of other planets and then connecting them with our own. Listen to the geologist Bavon French, where he says in the book A Meeting with the Universe, he says, Earth is probably the worst place to learn the laws that govern Earth's weather. Our weather patterns are complicated. We have to examine other worlds with simpler weather patterns in order to learn about our own. So, what are the benefits of studying the atmospheres of other planets? So, as we touched on before, we can connect the weather patterns on other planets to our own, or even discover weather patterns on our own atmosphere. So, perhaps there's something about the Earth's atmosphere that we didn't know about, but we saw it on a different atmosphere, and therefore we theorized that it might be on this atmosphere. Another example is studying the evolution of the Earth's atmosphere. So, what does that mean? This picture of this woman is a picture of Maryam Yusuf, who is researching the atmosphere of Mars at the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center in the United Arab Emirates. And in her talk with Laura Ruma in the MIT Technology Review, she says that although there is no known correlation between Earth and Mars, studying the atmosphere of Mars, specifically the evolution of the atmosphere of Mars, can help us understand the evolution of the atmosphere of the Earth. So, some of the problems with this, there's a big problem right now with this, which is underfunding. And unfortunately, climate scientists and atmospheric scientists are not the only ones dealing with this kind of problem. And the best way to show this is through NASA, because there is no federal agency that deals specifically with climate science. Although, according to Bianca Majumder and David Reedmiller in the Center for American Progress, they say that nearly 20 federal agencies do touch on climate science. However, NASA deals with atmospheric science, earth science, planetary science, etc. So I think it would be best to look at their budget. Um, and I got this from the Planetary Society, and it's something very sad. This is NASA's budget over the decades. This right here, the peak is the space race. Um, and the dashed lines over here are what we expect the budget to be. And the Planetary Society explains that NASA's budget has been hovering around 1 to 0.5% of the entire government budget since the 1970s. So, what's a solution? As with many things, cogency and consistency are the most important part. Consistently going out there and rallying and talking to people about these problems will make the problems more well known, and being cogent, so not being cantankerous and speaking in a good manner is the best way to spread our message. Because if we are rude and harsh-hearted, people will probably not listen to us, even if we are logical. And I'd like to say one final thing, which is the atmosphere is such an important aspect of not just our lives, but other disciplines as well. Funding for research like this will ultimately help save lives as weather prediction improves. Here are my references. Thank you very much.